Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. James Johnson reveals how Goran Dragic told everyone that Luka Doncic was going to be an all-time great. Indiana Pacers forward James Johnson discussed how Goran Dragic warned players on the Miami Heat about Luka Doncic coming into the NBA to be an all-time great on Udonis Haslam's podcast The OG Show. Despite a slow start from a rookie Doncic, Johnson would watch Dragic's prophecy come true in real time. Do you remember when we were playing with the Dragon in Miami? He was telling us when once they drafted Luka that he's going to be one of the best. I was like, yeah, right. How tall is he? Now he starts measuring him to me. He came down and Rick had him playing the 4 at the time, and he didn't have no good games at the 4. We were talking to Dragon again like, I thought your mans was nice, what's good? He was like, nah, he's nice, he just isn't playing his right position. Once Rick put him at the 1. That man went wild. Had like 4 triple-doubles in a row, 30-point games. I was like, yo, your boy's a maestro. Doncic was tipped to be a basketball prodigy when he made his way over to the NBA after dominating the EuroLeague at 17 years old. Many questioned his ability to translate to the NBA, but fellow Slovenian Dragic always maintained that Doncic was going to be an all-time great. Luka has already put together a Hall of Fame career at the age of 25 years. He's made 5 consecutive All-NBA first-team appearances in 6 seasons along with 5 All-Star appearances. He was the 2019 Rookie of the Year and finished second in MVP voting last season, winning the scoring title with ridiculous averages of 33.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists. Doncic also carried the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals last season when most didn't have them coming out of the first or second round. Dragic has seen Doncic dominate basketball since he was a child and fostered his development as a mentor. Dragic wasn't just discussing Doncic's greatness with his Miami Heat teammates at the time, he was boldly proclaiming the same in a live interview after the pair led Slovenia to an unprecedented Eurobasket title in 2017. He's going to be the best player in Europe in a couple of years, trust me on that. In the NBA, too. He's a born winner. I'm not kidding. He already has a lot of trophies, medals, and I'm really happy for him. Mark my words, he's going to be one of the best in the whole world. Doncic has proven every aspect of what Dragic predicted true. He became the best player in Europe by winning Final Four MVP and leading Real Madrid to a title the season Dragic said this, being drafted into the NBA the next year. Doncic was All-NBA first team as a rookie for leading what many assumed to be a tanking Mavericks squad to the playoffs and pushing the title favorite Clippers to 6 games in the first round, where Doncic put up some of the greatest playoff debut series numbers of all time. James Johnson was on the roster for that breakout year. He's widely considered one of the 3 best players in the NBA right now, with a league MVP and NBA championship being the only accomplishments that elude him at age 25. Terry Rozier striking admission about recovery process for Heat. The Boston Celtics finally defeated their nemesis the Miami Heat in the playoffs last season, but fans are still quick to mention the injury to Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier as the main reasons for their loss. Butler sprained his MCL during the play-in tournament against the Philadelphia 76ers, while Scary Terry had suffered neck spasms in the final leg of the regular season. With training camp just a few weeks away, Terry Rozier made a striking admission about recovering from his neck injury. What if Carmelo Anthony joined the Heat in 2011? I would say not totally fully cleared playing 5-on-5, the point guard said, via the South Florida Sun-Sentinel. But I am doing every on-court activity, playing a little bit 3-on-3. But I figure in the next couple of weeks I'll be graduating to 5-on-5. Recently, fans have learned not to trust the Heat's regular season record to judge their playoff performance. However, last season, something was different, for the Heat looked like they stumbled onto the postseason, without the swagger they used to have. Jimmy Butler being out since the play-in may have had something to do with it, but Terry Rozier's neck injury also affected the team's lackluster showing and speedy elimination. The Heat had traded for Rozier in exchange for veteran point guard Kyle Lowry, an upgrade across the board as an effective backcourt partner to Tyler Herro. Besides youth, Rozier was also clearly more athletic at the point guard position than Lowry, and could also defend at the point of attack. Meanwhile, the team also wanted him mainly for his offensive production, for his scoring could take a lot of defensive pressure off Butler and big man Bam Adebayo. Likewise, the departure of Gabe Vincent for the Lakers also opened up a need for the Heat. However, they never got to see their squad at full strength, thanks to all the injuries. With only a couple of weeks left before training camp, Rozier's slow recovery could worry some fans. They certainly could have used his scoring punch against the Celtics' lanky defenders who kept them to only 92.2 points per game on an offensive rating of 100.7. Lakers could have interest in four-time All-Star center, NBA cap expert. If the Los Angeles Lakers do not want to take back Zach LaVine's monster contract, the other former NBA All-Star player on the Chicago Bulls roster could be an alternative trade option, according to Bleacher Report's salary cap expert Eric Pincus. The Lakers could have an interest in Nikola Vucevic, Pincus wrote on September 10. The 33-year-old Montenegrin center has 2 more seasons left on his 3-year, $60 million deal compared to LaVine's $137 million over the next 3 seasons. With Vucevic generating zero trade market, along with LaVine, per the Chicago Sun-Times, the Lakers should pounce on the opportunity to add size and shooting to their frontcourt without giving up their 2 future first-round picks. The Lakers have the expiring salaries of D'Angelo Russell and either Christian Wood or Cam Reddish to match Vucevic's $20 million this season. While Vucevic is not the bruising type of big man Lakers rookie coach J.J. Redick wanted, the veteran center can space the floor and slide Anthony Davis to his preferred power forward position. Vucevic's three-point shooting dipped last season, but he recently told Substack's NBA insider Mark Stein that he's worked more with former Phoenix Suns assistant coach Nenad Trajkovic to correct his outside shot. The Bulls' 2-time All-Star center shot just 29.4% from deep last season, his lowest since the 2015-16 season. I worked on it a lot over the summer, trying to see if there was something as far as my mechanics that I didn't do well, or what was going on from that standpoint, Vucevic told Stein. I think there's some things that I could have done better, so I worked on it, a lot of reps as always. I'm sure at some point last year I was also overthinking shots and so, shots that I would normally make, when you start thinking too much you start missing those as well. Vucevic attributed last season's shooting woes to a mix of things and overthinking. Despite his outside shooting dip, Vucevic still averaged 18.0 points per game with 10.5 rebounds. Over the summer it went well and hopefully it continues to go well, Vucevic told Stein. It's a big thing, obviously, because nowadays as a big man, if you can step out and shoot threes at a good percentage, it changes everything for you and the team and everybody. So it's definitely something I want to make sure I improve. Vucevic shot 40% from deep in his final year in Orlando and 38.8% during his first season with the Bulls in 2020-21. Redick made it known he wants a big bruising man next to Davis to slide him to his preferred power forward position. You certainly have to look at what I think is actually a very good roster, a very balanced roster, Redick said in an interview with Justin Turman and Eddie Johnson on Sirius XM NBA Radio on July 12. We'd love to, we tried, but we'd love to, at some point, get another 5-man, a big bruising 5-man. You look at the Western Conference right now, whether it's Denver, Minnesota, OKC with what they added, certainly Memphis, they're going to be back in the hunt, they added Zach Edey, certain matchups in the playoffs, you're going to need a lot of size. While Vucevic is more of finesse than a bruiser, the 6'10", 260-pound center has held his own against Nikola Jokic, the measuring yardstick among all NBA big man and the Lakers' biggest thorn over the last 2 seasons. In 13 career games against Vucevic, Jokic averaged just 15.8 points per StatMuse, which is 5 points lower than his career average and 11 points below his scoring norm last season. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Nikola Vucevic? Leave your opinion in the comments.